Hello, everybody. Hi. Thank you for coming today out to Women in Drupal Lunch. I'm Kelly Delaney. I'm the Director of Partnerships for the Drupal Association. And before we get started, I just wanted to let everyone know what the Drupal Association was. I think a lot of you know, but the Drupal Association puts on DrupalCon, and I have to tilt my eyes to remember. The Drupal Association is the nonprofit that focused on accelerating and fostering the growth of the Drupal project and community, and supporting the project's vision to create a safe and secure and open web for everyone. The DA also administers Drupal.org on behalf of the community, and we put together events like this at DrupalCon. This is one of my favorite ones. It's, the only one where you look out and it's a group full of women, and every time we come to this Women in Drupal, I get to meet more people, and year to year, this is kind of how I make my friendly faces, so when I see y'all next year in Chicago, it's typically from Women in Drupal that I recognize you. And I'd like to introduce Nikki Flores from Lillibot and the Lillibot employees who brought us this sponsorship today and will be facilitating.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Greetings to our guests, and thank you to our organizers, and many thanks to each of you for attending in person and virtually in the open source community. You move our demands forward, you amplify our voices, you turn dreams into reality, and you share vital information with those who are in need. And you belong here in the Drupal community. It is only through our shared day-to-day efforts that we co-create our shared future, so thank you. And for the recording, today is March 26, 2025. My name is Nikki Flores. I'm Monica Deer on Drupal.org, and if you're listening in, I'm wearing a blue Drupal shirt. And I have my gray pants, gray hair, glasses. We are in Atlanta, Georgia on Muskogee land, and it is my sincere effort that we all fully understand our nation's history, particularly with slavery, colonialism, and all of the after effects, both past, current, and ongoing, and that we build mindfulness about our present participation. The Muskogee Creeks were forcibly removed during the Indian Removal Act in 1830. And so that's just for all of us to understand where we're currently situated. Those of us in North America who live, work, and play in North America are highly likely to live on stolen land. And it is in this context, and with a continued knowledge of our past, our present, and where we're headed, I believe that we have choices and we can envision together what is in our desired future. You can support Indigenous organizations with your time and with your talent and with donations. So I wanted to invite you to take the survey, a little bit of housekeeping. So there is a survey. We'd love to hear who's in the room and what role you play. And if you want to, optionally, of course, use the QR code to share a little bit about yourself, that would be great. It's just shared here internally. We don't ask for any identifying information. And the housekeeping for today is these remarks, introductions. I would like us to have conversations at our table. So often we come to an event and we just feel like we're in a blender and moving around all the time. So this is a space for us to pause, reflect, and connect with each other. And then we'll share back any learnings and then dismiss. I'll hope to wrap at about 12:57. So what to expect? My teammates are here. Can I have anyone who's a Lillibot teammate raise your hand? Thank you. And my teammates, as a thank you to all of my individual teammates who donated towards making this event a reality. So thank you to all of you, and I've listed their names. Thank you. And again, the event is subject to the Drupal Event Code of Conduct. Again, I'm really pleased to have things on paper and policies and written explanations, so do check that for the Drupal Code of Content. We have a variety of lunch options available. Feel free to have any lunch, and there are quite a number of open seats, so if there's people that you know in the conference, you can text them to come. We have the whole space and the whole lunch. And if you're comfortable with that, please introduce yourself to the others at your table. You could say your name, your role that you play, and something that you're grateful for today. We'll go over 3 discussion topics and at the tables. Also, I've put out paper because some people don't like to do the QR code, so feel free to use the paper to share a little bit about what you think with these questions. And again, this whole point of this is to have conversations with all of us as peers. So thank you again. As time permits, I'll just invite a report back from your table with any of your findings. So on to meet your friends and colleagues and non-Drupalers in the room. So yeah, please do, if you haven't yet, just 30-second introduction to your table, your name, the role that you play, and something for which you're grateful. We'll go ahead and do that for 2 minutes. Kelly, you should go sit this. I'll just move into conversations. All right. Thank you. So, if I can invite everybody's attention, thank you for coordinating and collaborating with each other. So, part of the reason why we're all here is to start thinking for the future as a group. And I had solicited from our Women in Drupal Slack, which some of you are in, and I'll add the link to afterward, from Jennifer Dust. She had a number of questions she wanted to start asking all of us in the community to start answering. I invite you to fill out that QR code and just let me know if it comes through. What is something you wish you had known or had been explained to you about working with Drupal? And this is to help us understand what we want to do for the next generation who join our ranks. I'll be sharing the answers. We'll be able to look at each other's answers. But please do use that. And then those of you at the tables with the paper, if you feel more comfortable writing it, you can write it and then drop it off with me at the end. Also, the pens are for you to keep. Colorful pencils, colorful, and remembrance that all of us are never alone and all of us are working together. So please do keep the pencil. It's a gift from us to you. So what is something you wish you had known or had been explained to you about working with Drupal? And you can talk about it at your tables as well. All righty. Thanks for putting your input in. We have a second question, also submitted by Jennifer Dust. You can find that on this code and submit your answers, lullabot.com/Q2 if you are using it online. And it's how do we better bolster and build our community by and for women in Drupal? So to rephrase it, it would be what actions, processes, policies, or activities would make you personally feel stronger? So please do share your input and or write it on the papers. And remember to take the pencil home. And I'll start collecting the responses so we can evaluate them together. All right, thank you so much. And again, if you have notes, ideas, please put them on the paper as well. We can collect those and sort them all and report back. Our final question is, which techniques do you personally use in your workplace to advocate for yourself? So those of us here are all women in tech in a predominantly male environment. What do you do for yourself and in your own workplace to advocate for yourself? And we'll go until probably 12:40 for this. Thank you. All right. All right. So thank you so much for continuing to collaborate. I am looking at the responses, but I don't know if they're all showing for you, so I'll just call out some of the responses that some of you have had. Some of you had answers on, I wish someone had explained how to give credits for contribution, how bad the documentation is, how hard the learning curve is, LOL. First attempt won't always work. Learning curve is brutal. And there are a lot of good community resources out there. So it would be nice to learn more about the community and how to get further engaged with each other. So that's one of the responses. The question about how to build and bolster women, create a regular space to connect. Local events, so getting involved with their local event. A number of responses about continued mentorship. So please do raise your hand if you would be interested in either being a mentee or being a mentor. And let's definitely talk about this because that is 5 or 10 responses that I have. Come and find me afterward. We'll start the mentoring. And then third, the question about techniques in the workplace. We have speak up, forward thinking, be myself, be loud, convert my personal passion, and shout out from the mountaintop, advocate for other women near you. Build relationships with key stakeholders and continue to learn and develop. Yeah. So again, thank you. We as teammates, again, we had said, what can we do to help continue to support women so that next year's con, the con after that, we always have a group of people that can connect and continue, that we can have resources for the next generation. If you are not already involved in the Slack channel, there is a Drupal Slack, and this link will bring you directly to the Drupal Slack. Our next meeting is May 14th. And again, this is async, so you can go, please do join it. It's open conversations, and we're attempting to build more of this space. The quarterly meetings, I'm hearing we want to do some sort of mentorship, like even if you get a teammate who can walk you through, check in with you periodically, bit.ly/women in Drupal Slack. And I would like to take 60 seconds with you to just breathe. So I learned this from my colleague Mel at Lullabot. It's called box breathing. So box breathing is a great way to reduce stress and improve your mood. And you breathe in for 4, then you hold it for 4, then you breathe out for 4, and then hold your breath out for 4. So I invite you to do that with me for a few cycles. Breathe in, hold it for 4. Breathe out. Hold for 4. I'll do 2 more rounds. Okay, well, I invite you to think about how you're feeling, what you personally want to put into action within this next year so that when we next gather, we have advanced even incrementally on our initiatives. And again, the Women in Drupal Slack, our next quarterly Women in Drupal gathering is May 14th. That's hybrid. And thank you from the bottom of my heart and from all of my Lullabot teammates who have supported this. Enjoy the rest of your conference.